time and again clients come back to us when further work is needed. Word of mouth is the best form of publicity and we rely on personal recommendations, which continue to come in. Try our services, we feel sure that you too will become a satisfied client. What clients have said, in their own words. Glenn, I can't thank you enough for everything, and as soon as my back money is paid, I will let you know, and I will think about DLA, and I would so welcome any help you can give me in the future. Many thanks, S. Miss B. of Gilfatch. Would I have saved the initial £62 for the advice, if I had gone for the full representation pack at the start? Not complaining, just wondering. No, the initial problem was that the tribunal had refused your appeal, before you came to us. The first task was to get this decision set aside so you could have a second hearing. The first issue was finding an error of law. The facts of your case only became relevant once we were preparing for that second appeal. Wish I had gone to you first, and not the cab, as they were a waste of time. You were much more informative, and basically walked me through the appeal. Big thank you. Will use you again if needed. By you saying that I could pay in installments for your service, eased the stress of the situation greatly. Again, thank you. Mr. O of Bargoed. Here is my home number. I am so grateful for your help and advice, and believe me, if I had the money, you would be the first person to know, so I could have you beside me throughout my appeal. Mrs. F. of Crewe. Thanks very much for what you have done for me. Warm regards. Mr. M. of Birmingham. Thank you so much for all your help and support, you lifted a weight off my mind. Your service was quick and very professional. I will certainly recommend you. Many thanks. Mrs. D. of Pontypridd. Firstly, may I thank you for the help with this ESA appeal. Your service to me was, and I can honestly say, brilliant. You were always caring and professional at all times. I could not have done this on my own. Your knowledge with these matters is second to none. I will, and have recommended you to people who may be in need of your services in the future. One tip I would like to offer you is put your charges up. Mr. J. of Cardiff. Just a little note to say, once again, thank you for all your help, it's much appreciated. The whole process is a minefield, one that I wouldn't have been able to negotiate on my own. Having someone in your corner that has knowledge and experience of the system is of an enormous help, and lightens the amount of stress felt. I would wholeheartedly recommend to anyone who is struggling with the benefit system, to have you representing them. Mrs. W. of Swansea. Thanks for all your help and guidance with case appeal. We got the result we wanted, so a big thanks. The whole process is so overwhelming. Without your support I don't think we would have got the outcome we so desperately needed for K. It's so unfair that genuine cases like K have to go through this very stressful appeal process. People like K have enough challenges in life without this added pressure. Anyhow, I may want your help again when that medical form drops through the letterbox in a few weeks, months' time, so I'm sure we'll speak then. Mrs. B. about her sister from Chester. Thank you so much, Glenn. You were a great help, and I will use your assistance in the future to renew my claim from an anonymous client feedback form. Glenn saw us first on Easter Saturday, which was the only convenient, quick date for us. I thought this was terrific service. I was impressed throughout the process with his professionalism, attention to detail and care for our circumstances. No false promises were made, but it gave us the confidence to carry through to the ESA appeal, with success on the day. The follow-up services are an added bonus. Thank you. Mrs. L. of Beddow felt very much at ease with Mr. Brooks, and found him very thorough and very understanding. Was very happy with the outcome and would strongly recommend him, and have done so. From an anonymous client feedback form. Glenn came to my brother's rescue with 24 hours notice, did an amazing and professional job, and helped him achieve the right outcome at tribunal. Cannot praise him highly enough. Miss R. of Oxfordshire. Glenn is very professional and respectful. I have already recommended him to other people. Mrs. P. of Bridgend. I've had the pleasure of using Glenn Brooks' services on 2 occasions this year and can say without hesitation that I will do so again in the future. He made 2 home visits for me, and on both those occasions he was punctual and completely professional. While I'm a reasonably well-educated man, who has muddled through forms applications in the past, Mr. Brooks is clearly a very knowledgeable man, and took a huge weight off my shoulders, as he guided me through the perils and pitfalls of filling out certain forms, which were more like books than forms. A worthwhile investment of comparatively small amount, Mr. Brooks' help and advice were extremely valuable and very gratefully received. Mr. D of Ebbvale couldn't have done it without you, and TF of Bedwas thanks for all your help. Appreciated all your help at short notice. Ms. D of Cardiff Glen is a true professional and his knowledge is second to none. Would recommend highly to anyone. Mr. F of Pencode, thank you once again for all your help, and best wishes for success with your business. Ms. S of Lanharan, just to say many thanks for all you've done for Dash and I. Your kindness and patience was very much appreciated. Mrs. S of Newport, we would like to thank you for your honesty and kind understanding with myself and S. We both wish you well, and hope your business goes from strength to strength. Street and PG of Coedioli, very satisfied by the level of help I received. Always at the end of the phone, if I had any query. 10 out of 10. Mr. H of Tonire, failed just looking at your email and thinking how kind you are. Thank you very much for the offer, and we would like you to help us. Mr. and Mrs. W of Pencode, I would like to thank Mr. Glenn Brooks, in helping me get DLA. Without his help I don't know if I would have been awarded it. Thanks again, Glenn. Mrs. A of Lanharry, I would recommend Glenn to anyone. He is prompt, polite and thorough, and his knowledge of the DHSS system is excellent. A very good service. Mr. F of Pencode, I have used the services of Glenn Brooks on 2 occasions. Each time he has helped me considerably, and the outcome of his experience and his ability to provide accurate and relevant information has proved very beneficial to me on both occasions. I would definitely use his services again, and would gladly recommend him to anyone in a similar position. Mr. W of Brinsithen, thank you, Glenn. With your help I was victorious and my decision was overturned. Your polite and professional manner, as well as your knowledge and ability, won the respect of all involved. You certainly have my recommendation, and I will certainly never use anyone else. Mr. C of Barnet, London, you gave us much more confidence with our appeal, as we both felt completely out of our depth. I would recommend you highly, as people in these situations feel vulnerable and intimidated. You took a lot of this away, especially as people are sick and ill. It is a really horrible position to be in. Thank you, Glenn. Mr. and Mrs. L, we thank you for all your hard work, and appreciate everything you have done for us. Mr. and Mrs. Davies of Ebbvale, I would like to say a big thank you on behalf of Jay and myself for the help and support you have provided, and with the best result ever, 0 points to support group. You have been such a pleasure to deal with at such a difficult time, and I truly thank you for your help. We really could not have done this without you. I would have absolutely no hesitation in recommending you. Hopefully we will not need you in the future, but if we do, we certainly would not need to think twice. Thanks again, Glenn, a true honest gentleman. Mr. and Mrs. H of Radstock, Bath.